You know what? I'm gonna need some calf. Much better. Maul just forced the Empire, an Inquisitor, 2 Jedi, and a local police captain into the same battlefield without even igniting a lightsaber. And the craziest part, he's still not the one being hunted. He's the one setting the trap. What if Maul isn't reacting to the Empire's arrival, but orchestrating it? Because in episode 5 and 6 of Maul Shadow Lord, this stops being a power struggle and becomes a full-on psychological war. And right at the center of it, Devon, because she's not just being tested anymore, she's being shaped.
This is the way. This is the way.
Welcome to Fatherly Phantom. I'm your host, Chris, and if you love deep dives, breakdowns, hidden details, and catching everything you missed the first time around, hit that subscribe button right now, because this series, it's not slowing down, it's escalating. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around to the end, because that final reveal, it changes everything. All right, let's get into it. Chapter 5, Inquisition. We pick up immediately after the last episode. Star Destroyer looming over Janax like a storm cloud. Dropships descending, no warning, no negotiation. This isn't a response, this is a takeover. And here's a detail you might have missed. The Empire is still using the Republic gunships. That transition period, we're in it, and I love it. It's kind of what we saw in Bad Batch. The clones are gone, but the machines they built, still running. And those stormtroopers, early TK armor, raw, unrefined, but already enforcing control. This is the Empire finding its identity in real time. Now cut to Riley, watching all of this from his Bodekin game. Quick, deep cut callback to the Phantom Menace, but notice how fast innocence gets interrupted here? Because over the loudspeakers, off-world travel is suspended. That's not safety, that's containment. Enter Lieutenant Blake, and oh man, this guy walks in like he owns the planet. No build-up, no resistance, just immediate authority. You can already tell this is going to be the kind of villain you love to hate. And then we get one of the most unsettling moments in the episode. Lawson sits down, sees scratch marks on the table, and out of the darkness, we get Maro. No music cue, no warning, just presence. This show is leaning hard into horror now, and it works. So let's talk about Merrick, because this changes things. We've seen him before, but not like this. Not silent, not controlled. Here, he's calculating, he's speaking, he's hunting. And the way he investigates Maul's hideout, that's straight up Force Echo energy. Very Jedi Fallen Order of him. This isn't just an enforcer, this is a tracker. Meanwhile, Devon and Master Daki try to leave the city, and we get that classic line, "You've seen our identification." Yeah, Obi-Wan vibes all day. But here's the twist. It doesn't fully work. One trooper resists. That's subtle, but huge. And I love the dynamic there. I love the change-up, because it tells you the Jedi don't have the same advantage they used to. The galaxy's harder now. Colder. Now let's cut to Maul, because this is where things get interesting. Vario starts complaining, pushing his luck. Old Maul? He's gone. Dead instantly. But this Maul? Calm, controlled, leave if you want. That's power. That's evolution. That's someone who doesn't need to prove dominance anymore, because already he has it. And then he says it. She'll make an excellent apprentice. No manipulation, no hiding it. That's the plan, guys. Devon isn't collateral here. She's the objective. And that ending, Lawson walking into his apartment, seeing the Jedi, you've got to be kidding me. Perfect way to slam all those storylines together. Everything is colliding now. All right, let's go into our Chapter 5 rating. My rating, another solid 9 out of 10. Fast-paced, pressure constantly building, and it plays out like a full-throttle thriller that just doesn't let up. Episode 6, Night of the Hunted. Now this is where things go from tense to relentless. We open on Maul training, and don't blink here, he's using Form 7, Juyo, the ferocity form. Aggressive, emotional, dangerous. Sound familiar? It should, because that's exactly what he's trying to unlock in Devon. And we can kind of see it now in the way that Devon is fighting. And if you really want to understand how dangerous Juyo is, go check out my full breakdown of all 7 lightsaber forms after this video, where I dive deep into each style, what makes them unique, and why Juyo sits at the absolute edge of control. All right, now we got chaos in the city. Back at the apartment, boom! Merrick cuts through the door like a horror villain. No hesitation, no mercy, and now it's Jedi versus the Inquisitor in a burning apartment. Tight hallways, fire spreading, no escape. That isn't just action anymore, this is survival. Devon escapes to the rooftop, pulls off a clean Force-assisted leap, steals a dropship, which is awesome by the way, and suddenly we're in a full chase sequence. And if that felt familiar, yeah, that's Attack of the Clones energy baked right into the score. Then the shift hits. Lawson is labeled a traitor, and Two Boots, who's been defending the Empire this entire time, starts to realize maybe something's wrong, especially when they try to get rid of his boots. This is giving serious and/or level character awakening. The system he trusted, it's broken. They sneak through the city, pass an early ATSC, and land in Rena Sol's casino. And the vibe here, Cantino Bite meets Vegas. Plus that astromech serving drinks, that's a slick nod to Jabba's sail barge. As we saw R2-D2 becoming the worst drink carrier ever. Quick real talk. The group splitting up? Yeah, a little convenient, but narratively, that's exactly what Maul needs, because once Devon is isolated, the hunt becomes personal. Underground, Merrick is already there, waiting, tracking, closing in. They escape onto a moving tram, and then boom! Maul arrives. Right on cue, guys. Then we get Maul versus Merrick. Double-bladed versus spinning double-bladed. The original versus the imitation. And it looks incredible. But here's what matters most. Maul doesn't just fight. He chooses to stand with Devon. Devon cuts the tram loose, Merrick is left behind, and now it's just her and Maul. And the choice, she raises her lightsaber and stops. That hesitation, that's the story. That's the turning point. And Maul sees it. He's been waiting for it. All right, so let's give Chapter 6 our rating. My rating, a 9.5 out of 10. Now we are deep in it. The tension is cranked up, the characters are colliding, and the pressure from the Empire and the Inquisitor is pushing the story into something seriously intense. All right, final twist. Merrick reports to a hologram, "My lord." And just like that, the stakes explode. Because now we're looking at 3 possibilities here. Vader, Palpatine, or the Grand Inquisitor. Come on, this feels like Vader, and I really hope it is. I would love to see Vader show up at some point. All right, here's some of my final thoughts. Episode 5 set the trap. Episode 6 springs it, but not the way you think, because Maul isn't running, he's guiding events. The Empire thinks it's hunting him, Merrick thinks he's tracking prey, but Maul, he's shaping the future. And that future is Devon. So here's the question I want you to answer in the comments. Does Devon actually fall to the dark side? Something we've been asking this whole time, or does she rise above it? Or become something entirely new? Maybe like Balin's skull. So there you go, there's my breakdown for Maul Shadow Lord, Chapter 5 and Chapter 6. And if you made it this far, you're exactly the kind of fan this channel is looking for. So hit that subscribe button, stick around, and check out the next breakdown right here on the channel. Because this story, it's only getting darker. All right, stay nerdy, my friends. May the Force be with you, and I'll see you next time.